way, this is something fortunate because we get to see that even though President Biden is doing the right policies, we see that the economy is turning in the right direction. We've recovered faster than any industrialized nation on the face of the planet. The policies might be working, but the presentation is not. So that has to be reformulated. And look, polls don't vote, people do. We're coming off of an election less than 2 weeks ago where Democrats outperformed Republicans in each of the states we were following. We can look to Kentucky with the governor. We can see Virginia State House recaptured by the Democrats. The list goes on in Ohio to Pennsylvania to even New Jersey, where we picked up seats in the legislature. So again, polls don't vote, people do. This is a warning sign to Democrats, though, because we have to make sure that we're repackaging these policies and making sure it resonates with people on the street. People are frustrated. There's no question about it. And the buck stops with the president. He's the right person to blame, even though I think it might be misguided. That's something that we have to deal with, and we have to make sure that the message is resonating with actual voters.
So how do you square the political reality with what Governor Haley just said?
Yeah, I think Republicans have forgotten that complaining is not campaigning. And the more and more they're out there on the trail, it's just one complaint after the other of the Democrats instead of talking about what they're actually going to do. And Nikki Haley is saying the right things. I think she's showing that her electability is there. But the Republican primary voter is not really interested in that. They're rock solid behind President Trump. No matter what he says or does, they seem to be behind him. And I think that will be ultimately the flaw for the Republicans. Look, all the favorability is going to the Republicans. They have the wind at their back, but they keep messing up one step after the other. And I think that's because they've been out of power and they've just been focusing on blaming the president. That's the strategy. Blame, 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 but don't come up with any good ideas or ways to move forward. And nothing could be more evident than when you give control to the Republicans and actually finally have them in a leadership position like we see in the House of Representatives. All they do is fumble the ball and blame each other, can't move forward. And that's a real problem. And I think that's going to resonate with voters when they get to the elections come next November. It's easy to talk about, hey, you know, I prefer someone else. I don't really like this. But when it's a choice between one candidate or another, you've got to make a decision. And I believe those numbers are going to favor President Biden.
Well, people saw the chaos surrounding the